morning. It's early. I'd love your opinion on something. You ready? Here we go. I'd love your opinion on my current thought of my YouTube channel. Hear me out. I mean, if you want to listen. Here's what I currently see as of this fine morning when I wake up early and my thoughts are clear, and my heart is strong, and my gut knows just what to do. I cherish these moments because they only happen in the morning, and by afternoon I am lost, flittering and fluttering about without a clue in the world. And so I latch on to these foundational moments in the morning. Here we go. Ready? It is pretty clear that I am a creator. I have been called a machine. I've been called a tank. I've been called a train that can't stop, can't even slow down at the stations to pick people up. And in fact, on front of the train, it's not even clear where the destination is. And yet I keep going. I see it more as I'm in the canoe and I'm going down the river and I'm being pulled by the current and enjoying the ride. And I hope you want to come alongside my canoe in your canoe, or your kayak, or your rowboat, or your motorboat, or your sailboat, or your cruise ship, or whatever vehicle you choose to turn your boat around and stop paddling upstream and enjoy the powers of the current and going where we're heading anyway, and steering and sidetracking and stopping at the riverbank and getting off. Okay, this has maybe nothing to do with my YouTube channel, but are you ready? Because I'm floating down the river this morning, and this is where I'm heading. I envision through playlists different channels, different, how can I say this, media. Okay, I'm going to sound like a television station, I suppose, because a television station has, what is a television? Kind of old school television station. What do they have? They have news and movies and sports and documentaries and music. So what if the Repossible YouTube channel had playlists that were different from each other and yet followed along a certain core, underground, sort of magnetic pulse that kept it going downstream, of course, towards the next version of you, towards progress and happiness. And remember, as Tony Robbins says, happiness is progress. And I tend to agree with him. So progress as we go down the river. We're not fighting the river. We are steering gently. We might paddle to go a little faster. We might paddle backwards to try to get back a little bit to where we were earlier. But then we put the oar horizontal across the bow of the boat and let the current take us. And yet I am a creator. In fact, hint, hint, pro tip, spoiler alert, we are all creators. So one of my goals, one of my dreams is to help you find your creator. Because your creator is inside you. It's just a matter of letting her out of her cage. So, will you join me on this voyage downriver and create this YouTube channel? What do you think of this YouTube channel idea? So, for example, in fact, what I'm going to do right this moment, because Pepper, if you can hear him over there snoring or snurking, I guess snurk is a Dutch verb. Snurken, oh yeah, it's a Dutch word. Snurken, there's a little Dutch vocabulary for you. To snore is snurken. Ik snurk, jij snurkt. Okay, sidetrack. Although, is it a sidetrack? Because how many playlists, if you know YouTube a little bit, you'll know that it's organized by playlists. And so a playlist could be like a sub-channel, whatever you want to call it, right? And so, Like, for example, I have Thursday Thunder, which is my weekly video series. Then I also have courses. I have Create, and I have Meditate, and One Word Book, and A Year of You, and then I have some playlists that are interviews with people, like with Nicolene and her Human Design. I have interviews with other people. I have me being interviewed. I have lots of me on stage. I have speaking topics. I have writing topics. So you seeing where I'm going? So here, for example, what I want to work on this morning, what I'm going to do right now, it's called The Night Shift. And it's going to be a series of 17-minute guided meditations to help you not only get to sleep, but then, okay, and I'm going to go a little woo here because, oh, by the way, did we mention the spirituality playlist? Yeah, that's going to be there for sure. Because my word of the year, don't forget, is mathemagician, which is like science and spirit all wrapped up into one. And the question is, how much of each do you get? So, The Night Shift. I love the name because it's a play on words, because it serves two purposes. Number one, here, I'll just give you a little teaser. Number one, I've been meditating since my father got sick with cancer, and I was searching for ways to help him, really. And I'm so thankful for my deep dive into meditation because it let me get to know him better. And then, honestly, and woo alert, I can connect with him still, even after his earthly passing. So the night shift is an evening meditation where I'm going to walk you through how you can, let's see, how do I say this? How do I say this without freaking you out? Probably can't, so I'm just going to go for it. At night, have I mentioned I'm not a doctor? Have I mentioned I have like no medical training whatsoever, and you should not listen to me at all as far as medical advice? But spiritual advice, maybe that's good, right? Who knows? So at night, and I really, okay, also not medical advice, but I really, really enjoy intermittent fasting, which I also call skipping dinner. Because when you skip dinner, and did you remember the part of it, I'm not a doctor, right? When you skip dinner, then your body has less work to do at night. Because a lot of what our body is busy doing is digesting. So if you take away the dinner, then it has less to do during the night. So what you can do, and I'm a very visual person. I see almost everything visually. So I see this like factory. Think of like old school, like, 1930s or something, factory, right? With like cog wheels and pulleys and steam and right? The whole thing. I visualize the whole thing. You've got the foreman with his hat and he's kind of sweaty and he's a tough guy. You've got the workers, and they are, they're good workers, right? They are loyal and they are trustworthy and they're hardworking and they want to get the job done. But they're also work hard, play hard. And if they know they get the job done, then they can have some fun. So these workers are workers in your factory. And the factory is your body, but also your mind and your spirit. And you can, to some degree, guide them in what they're doing at night. Now, the way I see it is that when you fast, and you don't need to do the fasting, but it just, let's just say it frees up a shift. And when I say shift, in the sense of like a work shift. And this is why I want to hear the play on words. So night shift, right? It's like the night job, the night work, the night element or the time. There's a day shift and the night shift, right? But then shift is also when there's a transformation or a movement or a change. So you shift from being happy to sad. So, or you shift from being sick to healthy, okay? So there's the night shift, it's like the factory shift, and then there's the night shift of your personal shift, your personal change from the way you were before to the way you are now, or the way you are now to the way you're going to be, right? So that's my play on words then. So what I want to do is I want to guide you to guide your factory workers. Because remember, you're not necessarily the foreman of the factory floor. You're the owner. You're the big boss. You're the owner who, comes around and checks on people and stuff. And you can be any kind of owner you like. You can be the heavy-handed, hard-fisted owner and yell at people or whatever. Or you can be friendly and nicer and good to your employees, right? But these factory workers, they're beyond loyal, really. They're you in a way, right? They are you. They're in you. They are inside of you. They work inside of you. And so at night, remember, they are loyal, hard workers. Think of I think of a Japanese factory because Japanese are well known for working hard and they're very loyal. In fact, to a fault, because they sometimes go too far. But these factory workers, they are dedicated to you and they want to get the job done. So when you sort of you free up some of their energy for the night, right? You take away one of their bigger tasks, which is digestion. Then they are freed up to do other jobs. Now remember, these aren't slackers, right? They're not like, hey, no work tonight, let's party. They're not that. And they want the best for you. You are their main interest. You are their best interest. Your health, your psychological health, your physical health, your emotional health, your spiritual health. That's number one on their agenda. And if you imagine all these guys and girls down there, and again, I see 1950s for some reason. And they're there in their, I don't know, do they have white uniforms on? I don't know. It's whatever, it's your factory, right? So you get to see it however you want. And so I want to have 17-minute guided meditations where I calm you down and I get you relaxed. And we're going to have a goal or a theme for each of the different meditations. So maybe one is physical health, and you're going to work on something that's bothering you, something physical. Your knee is hurting, or your back is aching. Or there's spiritual health, and you're going to connect more during your sleep. Remember, you're off to sleep, right? So your body, your sort of conscious self is going to be sleeping, whereas your unconscious self is going to be busy at the factory, working on stuff. So also we could get into lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is where you have some control over how your dreams go, right? I've done a course on lucid dreaming. It's fascinating, and I can tell you, it works. But like anything, it requires practice and patience and passion to give you a triple P there, practice, patience, and you can also even add perseverance to the passion. So we could get into that. We get into lucid dreaming. We can get into physical health. Did I mention I'm not a doctor? Did I mention this is not psychological or medical advice? This is one guy, and it's worked for me, and I love it. And I also really love making guided meditations. It's really fun. That's all. That's my thing. I want to have, if I can create it as well as I want to, I'd like to have some really nice background music. I'd like to have kind of cheesy but not annoying sound effects, like factory sound effects, right? Like maybe a machine starting up. I clearly need to work on my sound effects. And have maybe some bells and some whistles and some just relaxing, fall asleep sounds and music to fall asleep to. And I want it to be 17 minutes because I'm a little infatuated with the number 17. It's also a number I've read about and heard about that You only need 17 seconds to like change an idea or something like that, and 17 minutes to you can get into deep meditation. And hey, it's not my research. I'm just infatuated with the number 17. On that note, a note from our sponsor. Go to repossible.com/17 to sign up for the monthly newsletter. Okay, Pepper is, do you remember the Dutch verb from earlier? Snurken. Snurken. He's snoring over there. He's not even ready to go out. I think if I dragged him out, he'd be like, already? I know it's kind of early. Hey, let me know what you think. So let me know what you think. I know I've talked about a few things here, but this is what I'm like in the morning. In fact, this is why, like, my wife, I can't talk to her too early in the morning because I'm like on fire in the mornings. I'm like, hey, let's talk about taxes and let's talk about, our future plans and what we're going to do today and what we need. And she's like, oh my God, give me a minute. Like, I don't even drink coffee. I know. People have a real issue with that. Okay, I would love your opinion on two things. On the YouTube channel idea, on the, multiple playlists, including, and that's where I got down the rabbit hole of the night shift, because that's what I'm going to work on right now. So the night shift will be a playlist. Right? And if you want to hear meditations about getting to sleep better and getting your factory workers to work on your body and spirit overnight, that would be the night shift playlist, right? So you'd find that over there. And then all the other channels I mentioned. But the thing is, and this is Bradley of last year, focus, and narrow, niche, and stick to one thing. And this is where I'm sticking to YouTube and podcast, but especially YouTube, with a main focus on YouTube. So what is this YouTube channel going to be? And how can I focus on that and make it the best it can be? So I'd love to hear what you think of the YouTube channel as well as the night shift idea. And let me know in the comments. And I will make this a terribly boring visual for YouTube because I use this great app that lets me upload it immediately. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.